All right, guys, welcome back. This is Osmosis FX. Yeah. This is the last week of May. Wow, this is the last week of May. So we are in this last week of May, and let's take a look at what we have. Wow, this week is really not much news. Not much news this week. Tuesday, we have Tuesday and we have Thursday. So probably, well, I don't trade on Monday though. I just don't check my chart on Monday. That's just what I observe naturally. I don't check my chart, no matter how straight positions I see. I try as much as possible not to check my chart on Monday. So I have Tuesday 3 p.m. to look for entry, and Thursday 1:30 p.m. 3 p.m. also. So these are the major news. And Friday 1:30 p.m. and we have card news also, which is going to affect USD. And for Euro USD we have Euro news, but mostly the power comes from this USD news. So JPY, we can see some JPY. Not bad. All right, so this is all the news we have for the last week of May, and I can see that USD have a lot to do this week, so you have to be extremely careful with USD. But let's go into chart and let's see what the chart is telling us about USD, so we could know what to expect from the news. All right, look, now we've been selling USD for some days now, so let me just go down to daily so we can see what we've been doing on USD lately. USD started selling, I think let's go down to weekly before coming down to daily. So we've been selling USD for some while now. You can see the move. Let me go back into this zone. We have this sweep, we have the change of character. Price came back into this. Price came back into this zone. I think this is not. Why am I using this? This is supposed to be my demand. Okay, so this was my demand. Price came into this. We have a rally base rally where price changed direction. How am I not putting all these things? What can I put it? It's in the internet. Change of factor. That's what WCH means. So that's why I have my change of character, because I have a rally based rally formation. So I know that this is a continuation setup. Price came back to this base and we have a rally. Now what happened here that made me, let me zoom in so that you could see what happened in that zone that made me really know what happened in that zone. Yeah, so when price came back to this demand, what do we have? We have a rally. This rally is still the same candle here that broke before dropping. So this is a liquidity sweep though. This is a liquidity sweep. Yeah. But this impulsive move breaks this high before a drop. That's what happened. So this candle here is the deceit candle I see, because it's supposed to be like a green candle closing above, then we have a red candle before we have this rally again. So we have this rally. This is not a base. Why? Because this rally broke this high. So the immediate base is this drop base rally that broke this high. Let me explain that part again. Now this is what happened inside. This is what happened. Now this is what we could have expected. So that we can come back to this base before going higher. But price didn't do that. Price breaks this. Price breaks this. So there's different style in which price broke this high here, which is this guy here. Price broke this high with drop base rally and came back and formed a base as if this base was part of the break. No, there was a break before the candle closed. If we check how candle opened, you see the candle opened here, rallied to break and closed below. You can see it. It's very evident. So this to me tells me that this is not where the fund was, because the fund we need is the fund that broke this high. That's the fund we need. So this to me is a liquidity, is a trap. This is a liquidity. So what is my demand zone? My demand zone is this drop base rally, which is drop base rally. So here becomes a liquidity for me. Here becomes a liquidity. So what I'm expecting is price to drop into my base. So I can, let me drag this down, or probably delete this. I've explained this one. So this is what I'm expecting. Price should come into this base, which is this last candle before the bullish break of this high. So this is a liquidity. This zone is a liquidity for me, and I'm expecting price to sell inside this zone. And from my feed told me this is my OT zone. This zone price should react. So I already marked this low as my weekly liquidity. I already marked it. So this was previous week high, previous week low. We haven't taken any. We closed inside. So I'm expecting price to take out the week low first, come back up, and react to. So this is the new week we are. So this new week, I would love price to, we are taking out the low, that's for sure, and presently we are inside the OB on a weekly, so we have a rejection quite fine, which is good for us. And if we start this week, I believe we should have a reversal into this zone before dropping, probably taking out this week high before dropping. So we need to manipulate before we distribute. So that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting a manipulation to this inside and a drop. So we should take out this previous week high. Hopefully we should take out this previous week high and drop. So that should be on Tuesday. So on Monday we should have a reaction on Monday though. Maybe Monday will take it out. If Monday should do the taking out of previous week high, then possibility for a drop on Tuesday's news will be massive. That's just the truth. The possibility for that news will be extremely massive. So for me, this is what I'm expecting. I'm expecting price to come to this zone before I say buy. This is where I'm looking for a buy. If I don't see price in this zone, I'm not buying. The price should pull up and go fine. That means price reacted here and is ready to go. No problem. I'll still catch. What will give me a little insight about that is when I have a supply here taken. Then I would realize that okay, it seems like the price is no more doing what I'm expecting it to do, and the price is now reacting on its own. Then bam, I'll just let it go. So I'm expecting a bearish move for DXY this week into this zone. So if we can have a big candle like this into this zone, then I'll be expecting the next week to push price higher. As you can see, we have impulse, correction, impulse. We're having a correction. So the next leg is going to impulse down to this fifth target. Also, in this fifth target, this is the major supply that we have been anticipating for. Meanwhile, this supply here has this low. This supply has this low as the target. So if price should enter into that supply, then presently I only want to see it on a weekly. If price should enter into that supply, then this is where we are heading to. So this is liquidity. We have a strong fair value gap inside this zone. This is a weekly fair value gap. You can see it evidently. You can see this gap inside here. Evidently, you can see it. So there's a fair value gap here. This is weekly, daily, hourly. So I can break it down. Good. So if we relate back here, then we are pushing to take out this. So I'm not going to go extremely to the higher time frame, monthly, but for here, this is where we are presently in the test of time. This is where the market is trading. This is the zone we're trading presently, and a lot is expected from this zone. So let's go down to daily and see what we have on the daily. So here we are on the daily. I don't know how I'm going to calculate the lines. Maybe I was trying to come up with the time. I really don't. And I believe it's thank you. So let's zoom in to daily view. Let's see what we have. Now on daily view, price was really check. Okay. So I have this zone here. When price entered into this demand, we have a rally-based rally, and price didn't come back into this zone. So this is the zone. That's my feed. Why is it not showing? Yeah. It's like not too. The color is too bright. I like it. I like it. It just gives me a view of what I'm looking for. So notes, we've been selling from here. last week. Yeah, last week. So we have this present low to be taken, which is the BMS of this low. Meanwhile, this low is in the demand zone, so it actually reacted to the demand. So it's doing its job. Okay, so this was the last man standing. This was the man that did the sweep. Sweep this high. Let me clean up the sweep. Let's clean this out. Okay, so I can only have those. So I can only have this. So we have the sweep of this high. Then price continue. So this is drop base drop. So this is inside this cell. How did price break this low? So when price retraced inside this supply, how did price change character? Price did a drop, base drop. Now this drop, base drop, this is where the change of character happens, which is supposed to be this base. But what did this candle do? This candle sweep up the low of this base, telling us that they've collected the funds from this base, and now they are probably putting the funds somewhere else. So the fund now has been translated to this person here. This is the zone that has the fund man, which is 104,960, and this was on Friday. You can see on Friday news pushed price to form a bearish engulfing candle. Now inside this zone also there is also a demand, because price reacted to this demand, and we have a rally-based rally formation to this supply. So inside this we have a D-chalk. We have a D-chalk at the top, which is visible daily locked. So when we have a D-chalk, this is two forces attacking each other at the same time. Supply attacking, and demand also attacking. So you can see the reaction of demand on this last candle here, from here to this last one. Thank you. You can see the reaction. Oh. Okay, you can see the reaction. So let's now, we are selling with regards with this demand. We are selling, but here there's a lot of reaction going to occur because of this confluence of two strong demand and supply attacking each other. Now this demand is quite strong because of this impulsive move, so it won't easily get wiped out like that. We should expect price to play along this zone before we see a push down. So with that, let's go down to 4 hour, where we will see the zones. We have more zones in 4 hours, so let's go down to 4 hour. Alright, now 4 hour look a little bit more cleaner because I stay on 4 hour most of the time. And this is what we have 4 hour. Some sweep. Let's get in here, we have a drop. Let's took sweep here also. We have a drop. This, I don't like this sweep. I like this instead. Price take that sweep, and we have a drop. Price came in back. We have a drop also. This is the change of character, and see this guy, what this guy did after the change of character. This guy had to, after change of character here, this guy now came back and took out everything, which is not supposed to be, because already that zone is a very strong zone. This zone is a very strong zone, and price took it out. So we have a drop base drop to break this low. Drop base drop to break the low. So we have this demand. Price reacted, rally, base, rally, came back into it, and price started climbing inside with not much force, but price was able to push. Now when price get to this supply, I was expecting something different. This is where markets also have to test your intelligence and your experience. What do I mean by that? Inside this supply, when price gets into the supply, price pushed out every seller that don't extend their stop loss. Meanwhile, immediate price gave us this candle. I already realized that this supply has been taken out. That was the first thing that came to my mind. Supply taken out. That's why I had this wood here. So I was expecting to see that price will shoot, because for price to break this, it's supposed to flip this zone. It's supposed to flip it over and push. But what do we have? After breaking the zone, price now started falling and fell back to where it rised. That's another key information. So I was slightly waiting for 8 p.m. on Friday to see if this candle will close. As of 7:30, this candle is showing remorse of not closing. So I closed on my trade because of that. I closed on my trade because this just tells me that we could have a revisit back to the major supply. So profits not to be collected, I had to quickly take it. I think before 8 o'clock on Friday, because I was watching and waiting for 8 p.m. before our candle to close. So presently we are in this zone, and you can see we have a fair value gap, but this is where the sweep happened. This is the candle that sweeps this major guy here. So I'm expecting to see price to come into here before we see a heavy downfall. Meanwhile, price has done first touch, second touch. This third touch closes not below. Instead, it closes on the line. There's a lot of confluence in this area that if you are too quick to jump into the trade, you would have taken a loss. I'm serious. If you are too quick, you would have taken a loss. But if you are calm and observant, the market has dealt with you, then you take your time to go over a lot of things. So when I saw price not being able to break this zone, on a norm, if this zone should sell off, then it should take out this demand. That's just the truth. if this zone is ready to sell off, it should take immediately. We should have a long candle that will take out this demand. Take for example a long move like the move we have in USD CAD. We have a very good move. See the USD CAD move. Meanwhile, I was still expecting USD to buy here. So the possibility of a buy is still very high for USD CAD here. Price might still sink in here and buy up to probably resell. But look at this move. This was the move I was talking about. I got into this trade around this area because I was late to see what happened here. I was very late. I didn't come in early to this trade. So immediately I saw this candle at the supply and failed to close above. I entered immediately here. And immediately I started seeing profit. And I closed around here before this candle started bringing it up. So that's the same thing DXY is doing. So immediately DXY closed like this. I closed my trade because it just told me that we might revisit this zone. So what I'll be looking at for DXY is this zone. And note, if this zone gets taken out, then there's a lot going on the XY. If this zone should get taken, then we are ready to push. But for me, I don't think we are ready yet. We might see candle in this zone. We might see from here. We might see pushes to this zone here. Let me. Okay, the proof is not here. Let me use this. In this zone here, we might see price getting to that price range. That is 105. 105 to 105, 200 to like 600. To like 105, 600. I see price in this zone. So I'm waiting to see how price reacts in this zone, and I'm sure we should come down to this zone. So it might not be Monday, it might not be Tuesday, because I'm seeing this move on Monday to be a little bit of reaction. You might see some reaction good, or you might see less reaction. But Tuesday, I feel like if Monday should buy up to this zone, then Tuesday should sell. Just know that Tuesday should sell. If Monday should buy up and quickly enter this zone before Tuesday, then we should see a sell-off for that Tuesday. That's just the setup. If we see it, then I'm going in. Alright, I think that's on DXY. I don't want to extend the time. It's getting so long on explaining the last week of DXY. So let's see how it goes. Have a wonderful week, guys. I love you guys. Do extend the YouTube channel, share it to your friends. It's still free presently, very free, and this episode of weekly updates is going to be free, so please do share it, subscribe, likes, and give a thumbs up so that I get a little bit smarter. Thank you guys, love you, see you.